happening.ph. My name is Sab Jose and I'm going to be in Lungs with Jake Cuenca. So I'm inviting everybody to please come and support the Sandbox Collective and 9Works Theatrical's Lungs. So this is hashtag Lungs Manila. Please do come and support us. We open on September 22 and this will be at the Power Mac Spotlight Theater in Circuit Makati. So we'll see you there.
We'd like to thank all of you for coming today. Despite the, I wrote this kanina, dreary weather, but it stopped raining. But anyway, if it was raining right now, it would be fitting because it's actually one of the themes of the play.
Yes, exactly. And in line with that, the Sandbox Collective at 9Works Theatrical, fresh from its critically acclaimed staging of Vincent De Jesus' and Ricky Lee's Himala, and the currently running musical na po. Did I get that right?
Totes my
We bring you the Philippine premiere of this contemporary play by Duncan Macmillan.
Okay, Caisa. One couple in a world embattled by climate change and increasing global anxiety consider the unthinkable.
Having a baby.
Oh my gosh. It's a big deal. So we'll be hearing about the development of this play from our friends at the Sandbox Collective and 9Works Theatrical, and we will be treated to a scene from the play by its stars, Sab Jose and Jake Cuenca in his much-awaited theatrical debut.
We will also be having a Q&A after the performance, so please prepare your questions and feel free to ask away. I would now like to invite the Managing Artistic Director of the Sandbox Collective to share with us his thoughts on how Lungs came about. Please welcome Top Definition.
Oh my god, that's me! Okay, the reason why I'm hosting today is because usually Sab Jose is the host, but now she's starring in it, so I have to host. So thank you all for coming this afternoon to our press conference for Lungs. I'm so thrilled because this Lungs has been months in the making. Of course, as Managing Artistic Director, it's my job to read through a lot of scripts. And I probably read through about 20 plus, and we arrived at this play, this little-known play by Duncan Macmillan, a playwright that actually Sab Jose and I encountered when we were in London together last year. We saw his production of 1984 by George Orwell, and it really blew us, it blew our minds, it blew us away. Eventually it moved to Broadway with Olivia Wilde. But I took note of the quality of the text, the script that Duncan Macmillan has. So I bought a book from Foyle's, the bookstore in London. It's always been in my library. And when it came time to decide what we were going to do after Himala, because Himala was such a tall order, how do we match that? We were like, let's go the opposite direction. Something really small, really intimate. Himala was cast of 40. Lungs is a cast of 2. It's a dialogue between this couple who decide to have a baby, but then with that decision comes a lot of issues that they have to contend with. So it's a dialogue that spans decades, and we're very excited about the work. It's very different in form. When you experience the play in September, you're going to see that it's unlike anything you've seen before. And yeah, we're very excited to be doing a play again after a musical. And this is part of our Reimagine series, which is existing material revisited or explored in a different light. And this time we're working with our good friend, the director of course, of some of us, Andrei Nikolai Pamintuan. And this is going to be his first time directing a play. So it's a lot of firsts actually for the production. Very excited to be part of this, and we're so glad that after 4 years since we started Danny Girl, you're still here with us, and we're entering our 5th year next year alongside our sister company 9Works, which is entering its 10th year. So next year is going to be a milestone for both sister companies. So we're very excited, very glad and honored to have all of you here with us this afternoon. That's it.
Thank you, Tom. Again, we'd like to give another shout out to our official hotel partner, the beautiful Privato Hotel. Let's also take a moment to admire this beautiful backdrop that was done by our very own set designer, Jodinand Aguillon.
Thanks, Jody. That's him right there in the jacket. Thanks, Jody. If you want to have like your own urban garden in your home, you can also reach out to him because he's
Yeah,
like
he's
a
got
plant
the hook.
connoisseur.
He's got the
He can hook you
hook.
up with your own urban garden. Okay. And as you start flooding social media with posts from this afternoon's Presscon, be sure to include the hashtag LuxMNL and tag us at the Sandbox Co and 9WT Online. Got that?
Yes,
Okay.
got it. So next up, 9Works Theatrical's executive producer and the Sandbox Collective Operations Director, Santi and Anna Santamaria.
Let's give them a wide round of applause.
Thank you, Caisa and Congressman De Venecia. CEO of Congressman of State for Sandbox. So, but anyway, yes, when we were talking, of course, after Himala, and we were planning on one Sandbox and 9Works was supposed to do next. And Tom being how he is, being what do you call this, well exposed to theater, to musicals and plays, he would usually, even like way before, he would go visit Broadway and the West End and watch 30 shows, 35 shows per visit. You know, it's like wow. So he knows all of these plays and everything. And when he mentioned that I have there's this material that we encountered, and it has 2 characters. I said, yes, let's do it. Dalawa lang yung cast, let's go for it. Sabi ko, so I mean, you know, of course, we're used to having a big cast and everything, but of course, the smaller the better for us. And when we said, dalawa lang daw, let's do it all. Dalawa lang. So now here we are for lunch. Also, I'd like to mention, well, you know that Sab just came from London as well. She had her master's there, and she was out for 2 years.
A year and a half.
A year and a half. Okay, she was our assistant director for American India, and then all of a sudden she decides to go to London, and I'm left with okay. I wanted to develop her as an assistant director for 9Works Theatrical, and now that she's back, I was telling some of you earlier that she's also getting ready to tie the knot in December. So sabi namin, sige, puso natin kay Sab this year, no? So that's why she's very busy right now. So I don't know how she can, I mean, some of them were asking me how Sab can actually juggle being in Eto Na Musical na po and at the same time doing lunch, which is, I think for me, is very challenging because it is a straight play. And I think it will run for an hour and 30 minutes, by the way, without intermission. So that's really, I mean, it's really challenging for the actors and for Sab as well.
And also, let me add to that, they won't be leaving the stage for the entire 90 minutes.
So it's like, parang ako yung kinakabahan for parang ako yung actor, no? But anyway, so I think Sab trained for it anyway, she studied for it, and we're very much excited. And, you know, 5 years ago, was Greece 5 years ago? The first Greece.
2014.
Okay, so 5 years ago, I think that was with the cast of Gian and Ian as well. We were celebrating in Skinny Mics, no? And I got to speak with Jake Cuenca during that time, no? And lo and behold, I didn't know that he was actually interested in doing theater. He's never done it before, by the way. And sabi niya, oh, if he had the chance or the opportunity, he would love to. And I actually remember that during Skinny Mics, you know. And when we were thinking of who to partner Sab with, of course there were several names that were thrown. And I recalled that conversation. Nag-usap kami ni Jake. Ano lang nag-iinuman lang kami. Tapos Skinny Mics, sabi ko, parang Jake might be interested. And you know, when Off and I got to speak with him or contacted him, he was like, without hesitation, he said, yeah, let's do it. You know, because it's also his first exposure into theater. That's why he's also very much excited. Walang isip-isip si Jake noon. Yeah, he just said, yeah, let's do it. By the way, you'll be on stage for an hour 30 minutes. Oh, by the way, intermission. So, ganun ba? So, fight pa rin siya. No? So So anyway, we're very excited to have him. Of course, you'll meet him in a few minutes.
And also, again, to add to that, si Jay actually trained in New York many years ago. So he trained theater. So he's very excited to apply this finally after so many years. And also, when we first met with him in Rockwell, when we first gave him the material, he said, okay, I'm gonna read it right away. And then he didn't stop reading, like for the entire 90 minutes. He was like hooked. And he said, I wanna do this. Unfortunately, we were supposed to do this like a bit earlier this year, like mid this year, and then he was offered so many projects, like what do you call this, movies and teleseries. So we're like, oh no, I think we're losing Jake. But then buti na lang then because it's great timing because we were so busy with Eto na po, Eto na musical na po, and then we said, okay, perfect. So we can actually move to September, which is right after we close the Apple Musical.
I know, I wasn't expecting us to have a Presscon right away. We just opened. It's like, nilang sabi, kasi may Presscon na naman si John. Sabi ko, what's it? Oh, talaga. Presscon na kagad tayo. But yeah, we're just, I guess because it's the latter part of the year na rin, so we're very much busy. Like I mentioned, Sab is busy with Eto na po and with this one, and even Jake is actually in the middle of filming also. He messaged earlier sa WhatsApp namin this morning. He was on his way home 3:30 in the morning. So sabi niya, baka I'll be late and everything, but he's here earlier than Anna and I. He was still early, so that's a pro right there. So I don't know if he'll be sleepy here later when you
No,
he's not
sleepy.
Okay. Alright.
Also, we would like to mention to you that we have a third actor who's joining us in the cast. He's actually going to play the male role in certain performances, and that's Gab Santos.
You know Gabs? Yeah. I think Gabs hasn't done theater in the longest time.
Yeah, he actually has a day job.
It's been a while.
Yeah, he has a day job, but he still does theater whenever he can.
Yeah, so we're very excited for Gabs as well. So he'll be doing, of course, James. Okay. So anyway, so there you go. Well, again, thank you very much for supporting us. Again, this is Sandbox and 9Works project, and we are very excited to be at Circuit again. Where's Gabs Perez? I'd like to thank Gabs again for always making Privato the home for Sandbox. No? Kasi parang default na, naging default na. He welcomes us every time we're here since no filter. So thanks Gabs for that. Okay, so yeah. So we'll turn you over again to Caisa
Our
and
host. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, Anna and Sam.
Thanks, fam. Okay, so again, a gentle reminder, our official hashtag is LungsMNL. Be sure to tag us at the Sandbox Co and 9Works online so we can give it a like. Or if it's on Facebook, a heart. Yes.
Sa inyong lahat. Welcome sa Presscon natin for Lungs. First and foremost, I would like to again thank the members of the press who are here. It's through you guys that we are able to spread the word about these productions here in the Philippines. So thank you so much. And thank you to the Sandbox Collective and 9Works Theatrical. I've been sort of working on and off with the Sandbox Collective ever since they started with Imaginarium and with Fringe. They've had Fringe entries before, but this is the first time that they tapped me to direct a show for them. So maraming salamat po sa tiwala, no? And it's always great to be working with friends. Apart from myself, we're working with Caisa Borromeo as the assistant director. And you're wondering, hindi lang siya host, at hindi lang siya saddle row instructor, but enroll in costumes and movement for Saukas the past 2 runs. And we're also working with Gabby Campomanes, who's our dramaturg. Because I have to stretch, no? I-explain ko na lang siguro yung naging proseso namin so far with Lungs. So over the past, I believe, month, we've been sitting down with Jake, Gabs, and Sab. Talagang hinihimay namin yung script. We've been doing table readings and also trying to develop these characters. Because once you see the play or get to know the script, you know, the text really is the heart of the show. And here you see 2, I would say like millennial, intellectual sort of characters against the backdrop of what's happening in society today. You know, environmental issues like climate change, you know, terrorism, and all these other things, and of course, decisions like making a baby. You know, when we are in our late 20s to early 30s, yun yung mga nagiging, you know, hindi na lang yung party, sa tayo pa party, sa tayo kakain, kundi like real life, I guess, decision making that will affect the rest of your lives together as individuals and as a couple. So that's what we wanted to really bring out in the show. And we really wanted to sort of contextualize the situation here in the Philippines. Because when we got the script, actually, which was a little daunting, no? Because the challenge was you're not. It said na you're no set, no lights, no mining, no props. So kaming lahat parang, wow. You know, I come from like the musical theater background, so sanay tayong, diba, may spectacle kahit papano, no? So here we really have to, I guess, strip it down and focus on these 2 people, sort of on a journey. Because if you don't know yet, Lungs is a really, really long conversation that kind of traverses time. Maybe space, I don't know. Tingnan natin, no? But it's quite interesting how these characters develop na walang scene change, na walang devices, kundi ang sarili nila, ang mga katawan nila, ang pananalita nila. So I'm really excited to be working with Sab and Jake and Gabs to make these characters come to life. And at the end of the day, you know, it's about relationships and it's about being with a partner that gets you and living a life where, you know, you compromise and make decisions together. So yun. It's like, stretch pa ba ako? Okay, so okay na. And so to set up this scene, no, the characters M and W finally decided that they will have a baby. And this scene sort of is a window to what their relationship is like and sort of that dynamic and the push and pull of these 2, you know, mildly, I don't say neurotic, but you know, parang ganun na rin, mildly neurotic characters that is very relatable to everyone. So I'd like to introduce to you guys Ms. Sab Jose and Mr. Jake Cuenca.
Can we stop a second?
Again?
I think I just need...
It's been weeks.
I'm sorry, I'm just... If we're gonna do this...
No ifs, okay? No ifs, don't start with the ifs.
I'm not starting, I'm talking, I'm saying that if... Okay, not if, but because we're doing this...
No,
you're gonna have to...
No, I'm fine.
Okay, let me finish. You're gonna have to relax because this should be beautiful.
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because it's just, and maybe I'm reading this all wrong. Maybe I'm seeing something that's not really happening, but it sort of feels like you're feeling quite a lot of that the way you're being towards me is sort of giving off a lot of hate.
I don't hate you.
I know you do. I know that. Okay, but please don't take this the wrong way.
I'm gonna go for a walk.
I'm sorry. I'm tense. I've ruined it, and it's not just your fault.
What do you mean fault? It's my fault.
No, stop. Okay, it's all right. Okay, so we're trying. We're trying, and that's wonderful. It is, and it's scary. It's wonderful, and it's scary, and not just for me, because it's my body it's going to be happening to. I mean, not to, but inside, or whatever. But for both of us, it is, isn't it? And we're not talking about it. And there's this atmosphere, isn't there? Or is it just me who's? Maybe it's just me.
I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready.
Yes, I know, and I'm sorry. I know, but it's all right. Deep breath. It's about making a person what we're doing. It's about this amazing miracle. I mean, not miracle, but you know what I mean. Miracle, yes, miracle. It's about this miracle happening, and I needed to feel, I don't know, sacred, not sacred, but yes. And you've got that porno look in your eyes.
I can't help the way that I look.
That look that men in porn films and murderers have.
It's just, I'm super concentrating, So
it scares me.
Really?
I mean, no, of course it doesn't. But yes, a bit. I don't want you to feel that. Please don't. I don't want
You
you.
always feel this way when we're doing it?
No.
No, but you mentioned it before.
Sometimes, but
No, wait, you've said it before. It's one of your things.
only sometimes. Things. One of my things.
I want you, right? I really want you. Like, so bad. I get this animalistic thing where I just want to, just fuck you. Like, hard. Like lust. Like, I want to just hurt you just a little bit. Just to make you
I know,
scream.
baby, and sometimes that's really.
Like, you want it too, right?
I do. Sometimes I do, but.
Okay, sometimes I just want to be inside of you, right? And just, I want to tell you, and just split you apart. And
Okay. And if that's in the right context, that's fine. That's more than fine. But this is different. I'm thinking about, aren't you thinking about what it means? What we're doing? The thing beyond the moment?
honestly,
Yes, honestly.
I'm just thinking about the moment.
Okay.
And in that moment, I'm not thinking, it's my cock, it's my mouth.
Okay, I'll
and
back
it's-
around. Okay, good. Good.
So serious about this.
I'm not. I'm just want I don't know. Connection. Is that what I mean? Like it's the two of us together and not something you're doing to me. Did you know in those scanning machines, the same bit of a man's brain lights up when he looks at a woman as when he looks at a wrench?
What does that even mean?
Sorry. Sometimes that look that you do is sexy. Sometimes it makes me think, oof, and your shoulders and your noises and the weight of you and the danger, the way you need me, that there's nothing else on the entire planet for you at that moment. Bombs could be going off, an earthquake or whatever, and it wouldn't matter to you in that moment. And I love that I can make you feel that way. I do, and usually, lots of the time, I'm there as well. I'm absolutely, the world's not there, and it's just us, and we're the whole universe.
Okay.
and sometimes, and I'm just being honest here, okay? Sometimes it looks like you're about to hack off my limbs, Like you're gonna smash in my teeth, throw me into the bin bags, and bury me in the woods. Only sometimes, but not always.
Fucking hell.
I shouldn't have said anything.
No, fuck.
I should have just.
No.
Shit.
No, that's...
I'm sorry, I'm just scared and I'm not. I don't know what I'm saying. I never feel that way. Let's. Oh, fuck fucking hell, I need a big laugh or a big cry. Know any good jokes? We won't sleep now, will we? Not for a bit. We can try again. I'm glad we talked about it weekly. We can try again.
No, definitely. We can try again. Not right now.
No. Okay. I love you.
Or watch TV.
Do you want me to come with you?
No, it's okay. Just sleep.
Okay. Sweetheart, just sorry, but don't, you know. I know that you didn't.
What?
Doesn't matter.
I wasn't gonna masturbate.
All I'm saying is that we need all the help we can get, so don't. I'm just saying.
Okay.
That's it. That's right. Once again, that was Jake Cuenca and Sab Jose, the stars of Duncan Macmillan's Love. Again, let's give them a warm round of applause.
Expectations and other things that you're doing.
Yeah. For me. Oh, there it is. Well, I'm super excited to be working with Sandbox and 9Works and also Sam. And this is the perfect material for me. It's not something that I do in TV or in movies, especially now that with TV, movies, the projects right now are so intense. You know, like everything is so intense. But it's nice to do something very, very real like this right now. And for me, like I said, I studied in the States before in East Strasbourg. The big part of the big part of my curriculum there was theater, and that's something that I always wanted to do. And I think I chose. I'm so happy that they offered this to me. And at first, like, dalawang isip ako kasi said, how am I gonna memorize all these things in a month? Right? At first, it was a month, but then when they gave me ample time to rehearse, to read, to analyze, to build the relationship also with Sam, and appreciation. Sorry, Sam. I'm nervous too. I'm nervous too. Sam and me. Sorry, Sam. No, but to build that relationship also. It's hard. The thing with the material, it's a relationship that goes through time. So you really have to have this, this chemistry. You have to have this relationship with their co-actors. And when they gave me that time, I said yes, for sure.
Okay, next. Oh, just see why you're at.
This is for Sab.
Don't get twisted.
Everyone knows that you're in and you're doing this at the same time, and then you're opening right after Ticketworld. So how do you do this, Wonder Woman?
No, it's been crazy. As in, I memorized this text in less than 2 hours. But I think being in Apo in a way, it's helped me with my process here also in Lungs. Kasi you're just forced to dive into the text and just break it down right away on your own. Like, okay, wala kang excuses. So when I'm on break from Apo, I'm rehearsing for Lungs. As in, Sunday was my last show for Apo. And then for Lungs, Monday tayo na lang. Yeah, Monday, as in up to mga 4 p.m. So it's a lot of juggling, but it's also a lot of exploring. I mean, I have a new partner here, so it helps that he's such a professional about this, and he challenges me because he comes from a different background, but at the same time, he brings something new to the table, something that forces me to bring my A game. So we were rehearsing sa hallway, and he said, "Ang galing pala." I have to be the best I can possibly be. So, yeah, I have to say that being in Apple, being in Lungs, it's a welcome challenge for me because I waited so long for this opportunity, and I'm so grateful that it's finally here. At age 30, my big break.
Yes.
Next, Trixie Dowles. Yeah.
lang sana.
Of course.
Hi guys, I'm Trixie from Pinoy Screen and Stage. And my question is for Jake. Yeah. So, sa ano kasi, for Blood Sister, she had your haircut, diba? Yeah. So here ba, did you change anything physically? The role?
Not really. Ito na yun eh. I can't really change anything. Plus, I'm tied down to 3 movies right now, and Blood Sisters is ending, but I'm starting a new show again. So, this is more or less going to be my look for the play. Yeah.
Okay, so for the both of you, ano yung similarities and difference nyo dun sa character that you're playing?
Oh gosh. My character is a lot more neurotic. I mean, I think I'm neurotic already as a person. I'm very anal, I'm intense. But I think with W, my character, she just overthinks everything. As in, from having a baby to maybe what she's gonna eat today to how much water she should use today. She's so self-aware and also like politically, socially aware, hyper-aware. I think a lot of us have become hyper-aware today and yeah, very woke, diba? Very millennial in that sense. I'm similar to her in the sense that I'm in my 30s and the questions about when I'm getting married, when I'm gonna have babies, they keep coming. So the pressures of adulting, I can relate to her in that sense. Also, I'm just fighting for the relationship because W, she goes crazy, but you know that deep down, she just wants this relationship to work with her partner. So they drive each other crazy, but at the end of the day, there's so much love there, and I think that's what you'll see when you watch Lungs.
Yeah. No, for me, that's when I read the script, and one of the reasons why I accepted it, because it really reminded me of my last relationship. And there's so many things in that script. This is exactly what I was going through.
We knew that.
But bringing the Sab made it even better. No. But yeah, no, I related a lot with the script. And when I first read it, I read it first as a fan, I guess. I read it as just reading it, not thinking about acting it yet. And then I said, wow, I love the script. And then I realized, am I gonna have to memorize all of this? But I really know. Like I just the thing that I related to with M the most is just how much he loves W. Like I can understand how much you love someone that much and seeing yourself having a future with that person and building your future with that person. And yeah, that's what I related to the most. And also like because this is my first play. I'm not going so far away from home. You know what I mean? Like I'm using my experiences and my personal choices for this. I don't need to really go so much outside the box. So yeah, that's also one of the reasons why I really love this script, because I can more or less portray myself, which is something I don't really portray in TV and movies, because you guys are so used to seeing me as the bad guy, especially now, right? Especially. So this one is a chance for me to be a lot more organic. You know, I'm organic when I also portray the bad guy or the good guy, but this one is a chance to actually, it's a lot of just like being me. And also like the language it speaks, it's just perfect. Like I didn't have to really adjust so much to the text. Ganun kasi ako magsalita, it's the same way. So
okay. Last question. And for Jake, so for you, the character of W yung character ni ni Sab.
Yeah.
Kasi woman. Yeah, woman. Yeah. So yeah, sa tatlo, like si Erica, si Agatha, si Carrie, sino yung similar sa kanila kay W?
Kay W?
Yeah.
Oh. I think Agatha.
Blood sister.
Yeah, si Agatha siguro. Kasi si Agatha very outspoken. Some blood sisters as well. Yeah. Si Agatha, I would say. Kasi very outspoken. Si Agatha very mas free-flowing.
Nag-isip ako.
Pero hindi naman kontribida si W dito. Okay. This is a personality na nung din sa akin natin sa blood sisters. If I was to choose between the three who they choose, I'd always say Agatha. So yeah, it's just the type of girl like outspoken, challenging girl.
Thank you.
Thank you. John. From Broadway World, right?
Hi, Chad. Chad from Broadway World. Since both of you guys actually went through different art forms like sa TV and film, as well as theater, and then na-share yung mga common techniques while rehearsing.
Well, actually, I'm not sure if people know, but this is my first straight play. I've been doing musicals all my life, so this is very foreign, very strange to me, but I think it helps that I have Jake as my partner, because yes, we come from different backgrounds, but like what he said, he studied in New York and I studied in London, so the techniques, the methods, we talk about it a lot, like we do a lot of Meisner. My foundation is always Stanislavski, so it helps with our character work. Like we always talk about when we break down the text with Caisa and with Andrei, I think we're both really immersed in the process of, okay, saan ba nanggagaling tong character na to? Like, why would she say this? Why would she interrupt him at this moment? Like, why? Like, why would the playwright use this particular word?
Even just put a common pause.
Yeah. In terms of like theater, ano bang natuto ko na stage? In terms of...
Don't you like want to jump into a song?
Vocal energy.
Yeah.
Oh, vocal energy.
Vocal energy. Yeah. Kasi ano yan, I like to mumble my lines and stuff. But
so clarity, vocal energy.
Yeah.
Ako naman medyo sumasobra sometimes.
No, but more than anything, that's also why I love the script of It's a very intimate play. It's a very, even the lines. Kaya parang for me, the transition hopefully come opening night is very seamless, you know. But let's see. Pero the script is very, very intimate. More than anything, like what the director, the assistant director asks from us, guys, they want us to be sincere with the lines, more than performing. You know, so
I think that's one thing I learned from Jake, because on TV the camera catches everything, so wala siyang chance to lie. And sometimes in musical theater, I'm not saying that we lie a lot, but a lot of the truth gets muddied in song and dance, and you know what I mean? Like a lot of it is lost in translation. So with this text and with the help of Jake, I think I have to go back to the truth of the text. Like, what am I saying? What do I mean? I just have to be genuine with what I say, and I don't have to sing it or dance it. So
Try not for that. And if I may, as an observer and as their director, there's a very interesting question. I think they really balance each other out. You know, so what I see from Jake is that the subtlety in acting, you know, from the facial expressions to a certain look that he gives to Sab, or you know, isang hawak lang dyan. And si Sab naman, napibigay niya kay Jake ay yung clarity, nagtutulungan sila with analyzing the text together and exploring their relationship. So it's really a balance. It's a good marriage, if you will, when it comes to these two worlds meeting and making a baby.
And also for Jake, granting na malapit na mag-show in Lungs, will this be like masusulat pa to in the coming years or seasons?
Yeah, I'd want to, but let's get this one. Let's get this one back first. But honestly, I'm falling in love with the process. Kasi like with TV and film, it's fast, man. It's very fast. You get it, you do it, and it's done. You don't go back to it again. The process is fast. It's obviously like we're supplying demand, parang ganun. But with theater, you get to really fall in love and go deep with the script. You get to really enjoy the whole process, do it many different ways, choose the best way to do a certain scene. And that's what I'm falling in love with right now. But obviously, it's going to be different when there's an audience. It's going to be different opening night. It's when people are reacting. But like I said, I'm just lucky that I was able to go to school for it, prepare myself, have an opportunity to be in front of an audience and act. So I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, let's just get this one done first.
Anyone else?
Anyone else?
You say
Jude?
Jude.
Yeah, si Jude lang.
Yeah. Hi, good afternoon. Congratulations. My first question goes to Sam. I'm curious because you were successful in building that relationship with
Oh Lord.
Zobin,
Yes.
who happens to be the brother of your best friend.
Yes.
And you were so effective in Heto na musical na po. So, how were you able to build your relationship with Jake this time? Na para mag over Bushel and then this one.
Sadja.
Acting din pala kayo sa teatro.
Oh, yeah. I was just telling Jake kanina, sabi ko, Jake, nako, we're getting really good feedback on my chemistry with my other partners. So sabi ko, we really have to, I mean, it's not hard to fall in love with his face, come on. And his abs, joke. This is no, but I told him, we have to have a lot of coffee together, just talk about a lot of coffee together. I can run with him, but not really, because he runs really fast. But we have to spend time together, really get to know each other, because the text is so intimate. As in, we've probably been together like 6 years, and 6 years at the beginning, and then it goes all the way to when they're 17. So there's a lot of history that we have to build. So, but also, I don't want to force it. So I think right now we have okay chemistry.
Let us decide.
I'm just gonna breathe. I'm just gonna breathe and let it happen.
Sabi naman ni Direk kanina,
Meron. But of course, we will also work hard on our report. Don't worry. With Butchel kasi in Butch and Michelle in Ito Na Musical na po, I had to try extra hard because I've known him all my life. He's my brother's best friend. So awkward. It was super awkward time to kiss him. So actually, my chemistry with Jake helped in my chemistry. Yeah, no, seriously. When we first shot, for yung sa photo shoot, our chemistry was just so quick because I don't know Jake, so it was so easy for me to just break. Yeah, to just kiss him right away.
He's getting there in December. By the way, sabi sa inyo, tinodo na this year. You're getting married, sige, todo na natin this year.
I think we have time for maybe like one or two more questions.
Yeah, I have my follow-up.
Yes.
For the play is considered personal at the same time universal in its theme. So if you're presented in that particular situation, would you also be entertaining those kind of thoughts? Especially you that you're settling down. Simple.
Oh gosh, yes. Yes, I can definitely identify with the questions. I mean, I used to think that I wanted to have a baby at 25, and now that I'm 30, oh, wait up. Who pressure? So I think for most women, because we hinge, I won't say hinge our worth on motherhood, but that's what happens in the world, diba? Like, motherhood defines you. So I will get there, and when I do, I'm gonna try my best to be the best mother I can be. But for now, that it's all career. I'm embracing my womanhood through my career. But yes, I can identify with this one.
Jake.
Fatherhood.
No, definitely no. We're the same age, of 30. So like, I think it just so happens now this is probably one of the busiest years I've had in a long time. I've always been busy, but this year's my road manager's already queuing me. That's how busy I think. She showed me my calendar. This is it's just so full. But like for me, naman, like you said, like if I find that the right one, if I love that person, then I wouldn't have second thoughts of having a baby. That would be nice to have a junior.
Wow.
One person's going to. But yeah, I mean, it's that. But like for me, naman, I've never pressured any of my ex-girlfriends to have a baby. But I've also I just turned 30, so it's different now. So but
Thank you. Last question na kay Sir Amatis. Wait. Tapos si Irene.
like to ask the director, maybe talks, if you were given the rights to translate the play into Tagalog, how would it sound? Magiging bastos ba? Or will it work? I mean, universal na?
Sir,
Thank you.
Thank you for your question. Andrei will answer that.
Sa tingin ko naman po, well, the script asks us to contextualize the play where it is being staged. So although the language is in English, some of the references are going to be here in the Philippines, and some of the words are probably going to be in Tagalog, and that's what we've been kind of exploring and rehearsing in the script. In terms of translating naman, no, I don't think it's going to be bastos per se, because these are real conversations that couples have. It's just so happened that it's on stage, no? So more than anything, baka makiliti pa ang audience natin kasi baka makarelate sila.
Winner ka dyan. And no, but you will sense and hear a lot of isms, Philippinisms in the text. So yes, primarily English, but there's like mga Filipino expressions, Filipino references. And I guess for us in Sandbox, it's a transition. When we did No Filter 1 purely in English, we ventured into a purely Tagalog monologue by Kai Cortez in No Filter 2. I think it should be there in the book. And so it's also a process for us in Sandbox. We did our first Filipino musical, Himala. And so it's also us growing as a theater company, exploring horizons, and perhaps maybe down the line we can also explore translations, pure translations of Western materials. Yeah, exciting.
Last question. Yes.
Yes. For Andrei, the target market for the play, since it's about the environment, what takeaway do you want the audience to have after watching it?
Takeaway. The show sets itself against a backdrop of climate change. No? The takeaway, I guess, is that sometimes we're so we tend to forget about our environment. We tend to forget sort of the ground and that we walk on. No? And with these characters, they're hyper woke, hyper aware, and hyper, as in lahat na lang kailangan politically correct, or kailangan ganitong gawin natin, or we CO2 tons of carbon, ganito ganyan. And I think it teaches us to kind of balance and kind of don't make those things a deterrent to how you live. Kasi kahit papaano, when you let those things bog you down, you tend to forget to just breathe.
Oh,
Alright, on that note, we'd like to invite the cast and crew to please smile for photo ops.